If you knew exactly where Denver was headed by 2030, would that change where you bought a home? In this video, I'm going to cover the biggest developments happening in each part of the city, from downtown to the far south suburbs, the single biggest development in the whole metro, and the Denver metro baseline right now of where home prices are and where inventory sits today. I'm Heather O'Leary, your Colorado homegirl. I grew up in Colorado. I live in Littleton near the foothills, and I've been helping families buy and sell on the west side of Denver since 2019. I also serve on the Denver Metro Association of Realtors Market Trends Committee, so I read through the news and the data every single month, and I have plenty of information to share with you. Let's jump right into my favorite part, the River Mile. There's a stretch of parking lots next to Ball Arena, and it's about to hold more housing than most entire suburbs. The project is called River Mile. It's about 62 acres, led by Kroenke Sports and Entertainment, the same ownership group behind the Nuggets, the Avalanche, and Ball Arena. Denver City Council already approved the framework. The plan calls for up to 15,000 new housing units built out over the next 20 years, along with office space, retail, and new public access to the South Platte River that runs right through that site. And here's why that matters. Most people picture downtown Denver as office towers that emptied out after the pandemic, but the River Mile is really the opposite story of that. They're turning underused parking lots into actual neighborhoods, and they're gonna make this the core of the city. This is a completely different growth story than anything happening in the suburbs. And what I love about it is it's going to live like an oasis within the city limits. Additionally, a new rail alignment project with RTD and the light rail system is supposed to finish by 2027 as well. Having all of these integrated infrastructure systems like transportation and restaurants and retail all built right in is what makes this area so livable. So buyers who are interested in places like Capitol Hill or Low-High might be really interested in buying property in some of these high-rises. Sellers who already own property near downtown, more of this density and more foot traffic nearby actually tends to support house values, as long as the infrastructure and the amenities actually keep pace with the people moving in. This is one of the biggest urban infill projects happening anywhere in the country right now, and it's sitting right inside the Denver city limits. All right, next up is the National Western Stock Show. On the other side of downtown, the National Western Center redevelopment is a roughly $1.1 billion effort funded through a mix of city bonds, state money, and partners including Colorado State University, History Colorado, and the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. CSU Spur, the new satellite campus on site, already has its first 3 buildings open to the public: Vida, Terra, and Hydro, focused on animal health, food, and water. A new equestrian center and expo hall are also under construction, built to host events year-round instead of just the 2 weeks in January when the stock show normally runs. The point of this investment isn't just a nicer stock show. It's jobs, foot traffic, and university presence that a neighborhood like that hasn't had in decades. This is the kind of public investment that tends to lift home values over time, the same way it has in other Denver neighborhoods that have gotten this kind of reinvestment. But if you want to see where the single biggest transformation is actually happening in the Denver area, you actually have to drive about 20 minutes south of downtown Denver. But before I jump into it, I think that choosing a location is both really difficult and also one of the most important possible decisions you can make when you purchase a home in the Denver area. So I created this really fun areas quiz. It will really help you drill down into what's important to you and also which neighborhoods will fit your lifestyle based on what you're looking for. It just takes a couple of minutes, so check that out here. And of course, let me know what you think. Okay, so let's jump into my favorite place, RidgeGate. I saved this one for last because it's genuinely the largest single transformation happening in the whole Denver metro. Right now, it has about 5,000 residents, but by 2030, the vision is for 30,000 residents across 10,000 housing units. That's 6 times its current population, and they're gonna be spread across single-family homes, townhomes, condos, apartments, and built around 3 residential villages and 2 mixed-use districts. This is growth in progress. The west side of I-25 already houses major employers like Charles Schwab or HCA Health One. Of course, Skyridge Medical Center is huge over there. Schwab actually relocated its entire corporate headquarters to Lone Tree from San Francisco, bringing thousands of high-income employees into this corridor. And when you have an anchor tenant like that, everything built around it kind of has a floor underneath it. The infrastructure is already going in to support it. The Skyridge at Lone Tree Station Mobility Hub is a $16.5 million project. It connects a pedestrian bridge over I-25 into Lone Tree. There's a regional park coming to. High Note Park has been planning for over 25 years. Phase 1 broke ground in April 2026 and is set to open by fall of 2027. And what's really cool is that kind of growth doesn't just stay contained. It pulls neighborhoods around it. Lone Tree is ranked the #1 best-selling master plan community in Denver for the last 5 years. And it's actually the top-selling community in Colorado for the past 2 years. This is one of the most up-and-coming neighborhoods in all of the Denver area. RidgeGate is actually built for people who want walkable retail, but if trails and open spaces matter more to your daily life, that changes actually where you should be looking to buy entirely. If you really are into trails and hiking or biking like I am, check out my awesome trails spreadsheet. It breaks down the trail miles, the open space acreage, and a few little tidbits that I have about all of my favorite trails in the Denver area. It even includes some green trails. So if you just enjoy walking or riding bikes with your family or kids, then it's a fantastic tool for you as well. And of course, I'd love to chat with you, so feel free to give me a call or text. Now, let's just jump in really quick to what this might look like for the Denver real estate market in those specific areas. Let's talk about baseline first. According to the DMAR report for July, Denver Metro median close price was $605,000 for 2026. Homes sell in a median of 21 days. Sales are down 12% year over year. Buyers are definitely thoughtful before making offers. Inventory is sitting about 12 weeks, which means at this rate of sales, it would take 2 months to sell out of all existing inventory, which is meaningfully higher than it was 2 or 3 years ago. This means you are not competing, and yet well-priced homes are still moving fast. Now, the impacted areas that I just talked about, let's go there right now. I'm gonna go straight to Lone Tree. Lone Tree homes are currently taking about 25 days to sell, which seems like a long time. Closings are actually down 9% from last year, but they're still 36% higher than they were in 2024. This really shows that Lone Tree's not slowing down. It's actually growing rapidly, but it's actually coming off a major expansion year with average prices are hovering around $1 million. Lone Tree RidgeGate area is a very high-end place to be. Now compare that to Highlands Ranch, where average prices just recently dropped by more than $100,000 to approximately $753,000. People are moving from Highlands Ranch into the Lone Tree area because it's going to be amazing. Homes in Highlands Ranch are taking about 25 days to sell, but year-to-date closings are actually down more than 5%. Highlands Ranch appears to be losing a little bit of their momentum, while Lone Tree continues to benefit from new development, expanding employment, retail, and housing options. Now, Denver proper up north tells a different story. Average prices are around $750,000, and that's up approximately 11% year to date. And these prices are actually showing a little bit more stability. Sales volume remains historically low, only 195 homes sold in July compared to roughly 1,200 to 1,600 transactions during a typical July before the pandemic housing boom. This means close to 30% fewer transactions are happening. So although prices may look relatively steady, buyers are still moving cautiously. The communities positioned near these new developments and job growth may have the strongest opportunity as activity eventually returns. Every project we just chatted about, the River Mile downtown, the National Western Center up north, or RidgeGate down south, is really going to change a good deal of what this Denver metro area looks like over the next 4 years. If you buy in the wrong place, you could spend years waiting on appreciation to catch up, and that might already be happening in a different area. And so it's very important for you to pick the right zip code and choose the place that you're gonna love living in, depending on your lifestyle. That's one of my favorite things to help people with. So give me a call or send me a text and let's have a conversation about where you want to live.